From its humble beginning in 2000, Swiss German University has grown to be one of the most successful private universities with European connections in Indonesia. Our vision in becoming a globally recognized university with a superior learning culture and high social responsibility has been increasingly realized through our distinguished graduates whose knowledge, experience, and most importantly, character are greatly needed in today's competitive markets. In order to maximize the delivery of quality of both academic and non-academic services, our lecturers and staff are always there for you. 90% of our lecturers earned their academic degrees from abroad with work experience in industry who will deliver the teaching and learning activities using English as a medium of instructions. The small class sizes allows the students to be fully engaged with the lecturers. Moreover, both of our academic and non-academic staff are ready to serve you.
Because the courses are not overcrowded, you get to know them straight away. And they're so friendly and helpful. And so it's really not hard to integrate here. But it's not only about the lecturers in the class, it's also about the people you meet on the floor. Everybody's smiling and saying hello, although they do not know you. And as far as I remember, I've never seen anybody stressed here or being hurt.
SGU's industry-oriented study programs, including 11 bachelor's and 3 master's degrees programs, offer international degree courses which combine both theoretical and practical training and internship programs.
Studying mechatronics engineering at SGU have been rewarding for me because I learned both practical skills and theoretical skills at the same time. Most of the lectures at the university talk about designing a system, where we try to combine electrical engineering and mechanical engineering to build one whole smart system.
Our unique internship program allows the students to experience working as an intern in multinational companies in Indonesia during the 3rd semester and working as an intern in global companies in Europe during the 6th semester.
I experienced my first internship in Bali during my 3rd semester at Marriott Hotel, where I learned about housekeeping and front office.
Last year, I had my first internship in Bosch Indonesia. What I can learn from Bosch Indonesia are first about the customer relationship management, second how to relate with the third party, and the last is how I can learn about the new marketing strategy in Bosch Indonesia.
Thank you for trusting us to be the choice of institution for your future global success. Welcome to Swiss German University, your gateway to global success.
Selamat datang di Swiss German University. Hari ini aku akan mengajak kamu untuk melihat kenapa kamu harus kuliah di SGU. SGU adalah universitas berstandar internasional pertama yang ada di Indonesia. Kami memiliki program International Double Degree. Jadi setelah 4 tahun kuliah, kamu bisa mendapatkan 2 gelar sekaligus, yaitu gelar sarjana dari SGU dan bachelor degree dari universitas partner kami yang berada di Jerman atau Swiss. Meskipun dapat gelar dari luar negeri, namun 90% proses perkuliahan dilakukan di Indonesia di kampus SGU yang berlokasi di Alam Sutera, Tangerang. Proses kuliah dilakukan dengan maksimal 25 mahasiswa dalam satu kelas. Karena berstandar internasional, seluruh materi perkuliahan juga akan disampaikan dalam bahasa Inggris. Selama kuliah di SGU, kamu juga akan diwajibkan mengikuti program magang sebanyak 2 kali. Magang di Indonesia pada semester 3 dan magang internasional di semester 6 yang dilakukan di Jerman atau Swiss. Kamu berkesempatan untuk magang di ratusan perusahaan partner SGU di Eropa supaya kamu siap berkompetisi di era industri masa depan. Tenang aja, selama di SGU, kamu akan dipersiapkan oleh para dosen kami, yang 90%-nya merupakan lulusan dari berbagai universitas ternama di luar negeri. Salah satu persiapannya adalah bahasa Jerman yang akan diajarkan kepada semua mahasiswa mulai dari basic. Jadi, kamu juga udah lebih siap untuk magang di Eropa. Di SGU ada berbagai pilihan program studi yang telah disesuaikan dengan kebutuhan industri masa depan atau yang kini disebut dengan Industri 4.0. Yuk kita telusuri satu persatu. Fakultas yang pertama adalah Faculty of Engineering and Information Technology dengan 3 pilihan program studi. Di program studi Mechatronics Engineering, kamu akan dibimbing untuk mengenal berbagai pendekatan mesin, robotic system, elektronik, dan computer science. Dalam beberapa tahun ke depan, insinyur mekatronik akan semakin dibutuhkan dunia. Kamu akan memiliki kemampuan untuk merancang industri otomasi dan mendesain smart products. Seluruh lulusan Mechatronics Engineering SGU juga akan otomatis mendapatkan sertifikasi dari Siemens Certification Program. Pada prodi Industrial Engineering, kamu akan belajar tentang cara mengoptimalkan sistem agar berjalan dengan efektif dan efisien. Maka dari itu, peluang karir seorang Industrial Engineer sangat luas. Kamu bisa mengambil peran di industri keuangan, teknologi, SDM, supply chain, dan masih banyak lagi. Selanjutnya, Prodi Information Technology. Di sini, kamu akan belajar tentang cara memanfaatkan data dalam industri maupun bisnis. Kedepannya, kamu punya peluang karir untuk menjadi seorang data scientist. Bagi kamu yang punya ide bisnis di bidang teknologi, kamu juga berpeluang untuk menjadi seorang technology entrepreneur atau biasa disebut technopreneur. Fakultas yang kedua adalah Faculty of Business and Communication dengan 5 pilihan program studi. Prodi Business and Management akan membekali kamu dengan pengetahuan, bakat, dan pengalaman di lapangan yang dibutuhkan untuk memiliki kemampuan manajemen yang efektif. Mau jadi seorang digital marketer, ahli finance, atau entrepreneur masa depan? Ya mulainya dari sini. Nggak hanya belajar di kelas, melalui prodi ini kamu juga akan diajak mengimplementasikan pengetahuan kamu untuk bantu UMKM loh. Selanjutnya, ada Prodi Accounting and Data Analytics. Nggak hanya belajar akuntansi, di SGU kamu juga akan dibekali dengan kemampuan literasi data yang dibutuhkan di era industri 4.0. Dengan semua kemampuan tersebut, kamu akan lebih siap untuk jadi auditor atau ahli pajak di perusahaan multinasional. Suka dengan proses branding suatu produk atau tertarik dengan
Ladies and gentlemen, Indonesia's national anthem, Indonesia Raya. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to especially greet His Excellency, Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy of the Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Haji Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno, SGU Board of Patronage, Mr. Chris Kanter, Mr. Evan Kanter, and Mr. Michael Kanter. Board of Management, Dr. Franz Shai, Mr. Yap Honggi, Mrs. Jane Rapa, Mrs. Christy Kanter, and Mr. Theo Hutasoid. Rector of Swiss German University, Dr. Renat Filiana Santoso. Vice Rector of Academic Affairs, Dr. Irfan Sutyadi Kartawirya. Chairwoman of IC-FANRes 2021, Maria Gunawan Putri, PhD. Director of SGU ARCS, Kholis Abdurrahim Audah, PhD. President of Prefectural University of Hiroshima, Professor Sutomo Morinaga. President of Food Agriculture and Natural International Network, Professor Dr. Yuli Witono. Acting Deputy Head in Strengthening Research and Development of the National Research and Innovation Agency of the Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Ismunandar, PhD. Head of Agency of Food Security, Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Insinyur Agung Hendriadi. Our colleagues from our partner universities, deans, directors, heads of study programs, and to all academics, students, sponsors, industry, and media partners, welcome to the International Conference on Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources 2021. My name is Deborah Simorangkir, and I will be your host today. Before we begin, I would like to invite Mr. Somanuddin to lead us in the opening prayer.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Apologies, I am doa with bahasa. Marilah kita berdoa bersama-sama menurut agama dan kepercayaan kita masing-masing. Mohon izin doa saya pimpin menurut agama Islam. A'udzubillahi minasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Astaghfirullahaladzim, astaghfirullahaladzim, astaghfirullahaladzim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin. Hamdan na'imin, hamdan syakirin, hamdan yuwafi wa yukafi'u mazidah. Ya Rabbana lakal hamdu kama yanbaghi li jalali wajhikal karim wa 'azimi sultanik. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Sayyidina Muhammad. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, dengan mengucapkan puji serta syukur atas segala rahmat dan karunia yang telah Engkau berikan kepada kami, sehingga pada pagi hari ini dengan penuh keakraban dan kebahagiaan kami hadir di sini. Berikanlah barokah-Mu, ridho-Mu dalam acara yang kami laksanakan ini. Ya Allah yang Maha Mengetahui, jadikanlah ilmu yang kami peroleh menjadi ilmu yang bermanfaat. Berikanlah kami petunjuk, kekuatan, kesabaran, kearifan, dan keikhlasan agar kami mampu mengamalkan ilmu yang telah Engkau anugerahkan kepada kami ke jalan yang Engkau ridhoi. Ya Allah, ya Tuhan kami, ampunilah kami, maafkanlah kami atas segala kesalahan dan dosa kami. Sehatkan kami, mudahkanlah segala urusan kami, dan lindungilah kami. Hanya kepadamu-lah kami berlindung, dan hanya kepadamu-lah kami kembali. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanah wa fil akhirati hasanah wa qina adzabannar. Walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Mr. Somanuddin. Ladies and gentlemen, I present you the Woman of the Hour, Chairwoman of the 6th IC-FANRes 2021, Maria Gunawan Putri, PhD.
Thank you, Ibu Debbie. Respected keynote speakers, Dr. Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno, Profesor Ismunandar, Dr. Agung Hendriadi, Profesor Patricia Rayas Duarte. SGU family, FANRes International Network, our lead speakers, presenters, and session chairs, supporting institution, all fellow committee, and all participants. A warm good morning to all of you. It's with tremendous pleasure that I welcome you in the 6th International Conference on Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources, or IC-FANRes 2021. The conference has been postponed for 1 year and finally held virtually. While we cannot meet directly, the virtual conference enabled us to experience the real international atmosphere with more than 500 registered participants from 10 countries. Over the next 2 days, we'll host conference to share knowledge and interest. We want you to know that your works are not only to be heard, but valued. We will start with the keynote session and industrial insight this morning and dive right into the parallel session this moment. But make sure you don't use all your steam because we will have awarding ceremony and door prizes in the end of the event. Anyway, I can't express our gratitude enough. These next 2 days are going to be all about you because without you, there'd be no IC-FANRes 2021. So please take part, and I'm looking forward to seeing you enjoying the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Maria Gunawan Putri, for the warm greetings. What a wonderful energy to kick off our conference. And now we will receive the opening remarks from Rector and presidents of various institutions. First, please welcome Rector of Swiss German University, Dr. Renat Filiana Santoso.
Thank you very much, Ibu Debbie. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Your Excellency, Dr. Haji Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno, Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy of Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Ismunandar, Acting Deputy Head in Strengthening Research and Development of the National Research and Innovation Agency, Dr. Insinyur Agung Hendriadi, former Head of Agency of Food Security from the Ministry of Agriculture, my colleague, Professor Sutomu Morinaga, the President of Prefectural University of Hiroshima, Japan, my dear friend, Professor Dr. Yuli Witono, President of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources International Network, Mr. Richard Anthony, CEO and President Director of PT Sewu Segar Primatama Rejuv, Mr. Dr. Andes Victor Ringo, Chief Business Development and R&D of PT Deltomed Laboratories, Mr. Chris Kanter, the Chairman of the SGU Board of Patron, Dr. Fransai, Chairman of SGU Board of Management, distinguished lead speakers, SGU Partner Institution, dear participants and beloved SGU Civitas Academica. A very good morning to all of you. First of all, let us give thanks to the God of Almighty that all of us are healthy and can gather today in the 6th International Conference FANRes 2021. A very warm welcome to Swiss German University. SGU aims to be a globally recognized university with integrity, superior learning culture, diversity, and high social responsibility. We desire to inspire character transformation and to develop responsible young leaders who are fully equipped for the challenges of life. The sincerity of this vision has been empowering us to continue striving even during the hard time in this pandemic COVID-19. As part of our commitment to produce quality research and education, today SGU, hand in hand with International Network of FANRes, hold the 6th International Conference FANRes 2021. This international conference was first held in 2015 at the University of Jember in the East Java, Indonesia. During the first conference, a declaration of FANRes International World Network was made by leaders of 42 institutions from Indonesia, Korea, Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, and Germany. The aim is to strengthen food and natural resources technology and policy for sustainable agriculture. Since then, IC-FANRes has become a platform for discussion and information transfer of current research achievement, technological innovations, and practical application in fields related to the development of food and natural resources. Swiss German University, in collaboration with FANRes International Network, initially planned to hold the 6th IC-FANRes last year, as mentioned by my friend Dr. Maria. However, due to global pandemic, the conference is held today. Though I have to miss the opportunity to meet every one of you face to face, I believe this virtual conference wonderfully diminishes physical borders. We feel honored to welcome prominent speakers, participants, and partners from many different countries, including Germany, USA, Japan, Malaysia, Thailand, Korea, India, and Brunei Darussalam. This conference has truly become one of our showcases for the spirit of collaboration and freedom to learn, or what we know as Merdeka Belajar. I wish to express my gratitude to Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, National Research and Innovation Agency, Food Security Agency of Ministry of Agriculture, our co-sponsors, PT Sewu Sega Primatama, Rejuve, and PT Daltomed Laboratories, as well as Kaltim Methanol Industry, Perhimpunan Ahli Teknologi Pangan Indonesia, or PATPI, Perhimpunan Pangan Fungsional dan Nutraceutical Indonesia, or P3FNI, and all other universities under the umbrella of FANRes International Network for their immense support in this conference. I would also like to thank SGU partners and affiliates for their amazing collaboration in academic exchange. Last but not least, I especially thank the committee led by my dear friend, Dr. Maria Gunawan Putri, who have put their utmost efforts into organizing this event. I wish that this two-day conference will bring great benefits and will be mind-opening for all of us. Let us engage deeply during this event to exchange ideas and to extend our networking virtually with the aim to empower a global community for sustainable agriculture. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Filiana, for your encouraging words in opening this conference. Up next, please welcome the President of the Prefectural University of Hiroshima, Japan, Professor Sutomo Morinaga. Professor, you're still muted. Good.
Okay, thank you. So, how do you do? So, my name is Sutomo Morinaga. I'm a president of Prefecture University of Hiroshima. So, I would like to give you my message from Japan, Hiroshima. Is it okay?
Yes, Prof. Yes, Prof.
Yeah. So I extend my sincere congratulations on IC-FANRes 2021. As you know, Olympic game now is open in Tokyo, but unfortunately, coronavirus is widespread, not only to Tokyo, but also all over the world. In such a situation that this Congress is held is very meaningful, because in a post-pandemic world, food and natural resources become more important. Please discuss enough with all the participants. I hope for success of this Congress from the bottom of my heart. Thank you very much. See you next time after Corona in Japan or in Indonesia. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Morinaga, for your Warm greetings all the way from Hiroshima, Japan. Don't we all wish for this pandemic to be over soon so we can all meet each other?
Yeah.
So up next, last but not least, please welcome the President of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources International Network, Professor Dr. Yuli Witono.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished speakers, Indonesian Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Dr. Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno, Honorable Acting Deputy Head of Strengthening Research and Development, Professor Ismunandar, PhD, Honorable former Head of Agency of Food Security, Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Insinyur Agung Hendriadi, Magister Engineering, Honorable President of Prefecture University of Hiroshima, Japan, Professor Sutomo Morinaga. Welcome, Professor. And distinguished guest also, Professor Patricia, as distinguished host, Mrs. Rector of Swiss German University, Indonesia, Dr. Renat Filiana Santoso. Of course, our special sponsor, and also Smart Committee, Ibu Maria and team, FANRes executive member, and all of the participants. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Healthy greetings with the accompaniment of gratitude and prayer to God. May we all be blessed with happiness in the midst of this pandemic situation that has not subsided. God still gives us the opportunity to meet together, even though virtually, in the scientific forum of the 6th International Conference of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources, IC-FANRes 2021. This year conference, hosted by Swiss German University, Jakarta, set the topic empowering local agriculture and natural resources for global market in the post-pandemic world. We hope that at this moment, we will be able to produce, disseminate, and share among members and researchers about more interesting ideas and research results towards a world and region that has increased its global food security index. Facing this uncertain health and economic situation, I still invite all researchers, experts, and a member of the FANRes International Network to remain productive and consistent in maintaining the spirit of innovation in the development of food science and technology, agriculture, and natural resources. This is actually the best moment for us to contemplate and increase our capacity within the framework of collaboration. At this moment, I also briefly report that FANRes International Network currently has 60 members institutionally, a stable website, and has developed the International Journal of FANRes, which has published 3 editions during 2020 and the mid-2021. For holding this conference, I would like to express my gratitude accompanied by the highest appreciation to the Mrs. Rector and the committee team of Swiss German University, Jakarta, who have made extraordinary efforts in preparing and organizing this conference. Thanks we also convey to supporting partners, including the Indonesian Association of Food Technologists, PATPI, the Indonesian Society of Functional Food and Nutraceutical, FP3FNI, related Indonesian Ministry, and all of the sponsors. Of course, thank and best wishes for success to all executive members, individual members, and participants who have joined this conference and followed as member of the FANRes International Network. By saying Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, I ask the President officially open the 6th International Conference of Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources. Enjoy the virtual conference and executive meeting today until tomorrow. I wish you all health, success, and blessing. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam, Professor Yuli Witono. Thank you so much for your inspiring remarks, encouraging collaboration, which is what we're doing through FANRes. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now have an industrial insight presentation from Mr. Richard Anthony, CEO and President Director of PT Sewu Segar Primatama, Rejuve. Mr. Richard Anthony, please take it away.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity given to us from Rejuve to speak and participate in this 6th International Conference on Food, Agriculture and Natural Resources for the year 2021. I would like to sincerely thank you to Professor Dr. Yuli Witono as the president of this event, Professor Dr. Sutomi Morinaga from Japan, Hiroshima University, as well as Professor Filianda Santoso, and certainly to His Excellence Dr. Haji Salahuddin Sandiaga Uno, Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Republic of Indonesia. Let me try to share our insight from the industry point of view. We like the topics basically because it's about food, which is where we are in. It's also about something agriculture, which is our main product, mainly using agriculture product. And it's also the word natural, because we are really committed to 100% natural product as well. Okay, let me share my screen. Hopefully what I'm going to share will be useful to all of us. Can everyone see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So basically, please let me or allow me to share with you our view. We like to talk it from the agenda talking about how to protect our family during these pandemic situations, focusing with the natural nutrients from the clean label products, something that probably the term may not be so familiar to everyone in Indonesia yet. Okay, so let me start with, I think everyone is aware, right? During this pandemic, the past more than 1 year, 1.5 years already, where most of us work from home, we order foods, we don't go out so much, right? And more people now actually has an increased awareness that, oh, I need to be more healthy, I need to build my immune systems by exercising, by taking particularly nutritious foods and so on. One thing that actually everyone is agree that for sure the fact by consuming a lot more fresh fruit and vegetables, which unfortunately Indonesia is very low at the moment, actually will definitely help in terms of increasing our immune system because of the vitamins, mineral, and antioxidant contents. Right. This is actually also confirmed by Panduan Gizi Seimbang from the Ministry of Health. Right. Of course, we also still need to exercise to help with our immune system, but nutritious food, especially eat more fruit and vegetables, not only relying on the supplement, which sometimes it may exceed like overconsumption, which also may not be good for our body. This will be definitely something that we need to focus at. And Rejuve was founded actually in 2014. Our product actually since day one is relating to our mission, right? Actually suitable during and before and after pandemic. Because since day one, we are really focusing on actually how to help customers live a happier life. This is our mission since day one, right? How do we do that? We are focusing by doing that through educating customers how to make wiser decisions so they can live a sustainable, healthy lifestyle by consuming more fresh fruit and vegetables. But we are doing it in a form that convenience, F&B product that must be delicious, healthy, as well as honest. Okay, we are really highlighting that actually besides healthy, which definitely is something like what we call sometimes functional foods or give nutritional benefits, it must be delicious. Because we also believe in reality, If we don't provide something that is delicious that people can enjoy, they definitely will not pick it up. Okay, majority of the people, majority of the community will overtake, has a higher priority compared to the benefits. Unfortunately, that's most of us human beings behaving like that. So that's why it's not only healthy, but must be delicious. So it can become their lifestyle. That is basically our objective, right? Promoting our live happier lifestyle, making our wiser decisions to consume a lot more fresh fruit and vegetable in a form, something that they delicious, healthy, as well as you know exactly what you're consuming. Okay, this is what we are focusing since day one. We do a lot of educations. When people understand this and they start incorporating as part of their lifestyle, that actually will also help the people that they love, the community, because it will spread, right? So that's who we are in Rejuve. And Rejuve actually is 100% Indonesia brand, okay? Because our product with the promises, with the missions automatically make us a premium product. We focus on education and focus in the beginning actually through direct selling. So that means we open our own stores. We have 72 stores at the moment, mostly in Jabodetabek, but we also have in Bandung, Surabaya, and Bali. We are in the process of expanding to another city in Indonesia, in Java, as well as probably, hopefully, we can enter Sumatra as well. Since last June, actually, we have already becoming a regional brand, okay? Because we already started expanding our missions to Singapore, because we want to help our neighbors to live happier as well. We already have 2 stores opening in Singapore since June. We will open more in September. So talking about agriculture, most of Rejuve products are actually plant-based. And plant-based, that means definitely is agriculture. And 80% of our raw materials are actually from local produce. We always put our local farmers first and foremost, okay? So we put that as long as possible, that is the highest priority, local ingredient. Yes, we still have 20% agriculture product that we have to import because we have no choice. We haven't been able to find a suitable local fresh produce that can serve as a replacement, okay? One of our main ingredient actually coming from our own sister company, our parent company, Great Giant Pineapple in Lampung, and distributed by Sunpride, our sister company. That's actually signature nanas honey. Also, we are using Capanis banana, but we use a lot of vegetables from locals, right? Like from spinach, carrots, beetroot, and many other things. Also herbs. We have a product called shots that actually using a fresh turmeric, fresh galangal, and fresh kurkuma. Okay, and they are all sourcing from local. Okay, and we are proudly say that actually every vegetables that we are using are certified 100% organic. Now, if we want to talk about functional food is something that actually serve as there's a purpose, there's a benefit by consuming it. It's not only for taste purpose, okay? Functional food, some of them may be in form like like a drink that focusing on the vitamin intake and so on. But we are actually more strict in this sense. We provide functional foods that will be made from only finest and fresh ingredients with very minimal process. Okay, and we will also committed to be transparent and honest in informing the ingredients in the claims that we stated, as well as the production process. Or what we call, actually, we are adopting the clean label principle consistently. Okay, clean label, just an introduction, actually has started gaining ground overseas, especially in the US and spreading to many other countries. It's a consumer-driven initiative that requires product to use natural ingredients, minimally processed, and transparent about the ingredient and how the product is made. We are more strict than this, actually, because we are not only using natural, must be fresh produce. So that means we are not using turmeric powder. We are using fresh turmeric. Just an example. We definitely will not use any concentrate juices, right? We will use a fresh apple, fresh orange, fresh peanuts, and so on. Okay. So why clean label products good for you, right? The transparency will actually empower customers, will help people to know exactly what they consume, so they can make wiser decisions on which product to buy and to consume. We believe customers have that rights. Okay. Minimize process. This is because we are using a fresh ingredient. Why minimizing the process? It will help preserving the nutrition benefits from fresh produce. This is actually what differentiate the one that made from fresh produce, vitamin, mineral, antioxidants, compared to if you are drinking or eating supplement. Okay. Supplement may only focus on the micro, the vitamins, but when you're getting from fresh produce, you're getting also what we call a phytonutrients, many other ingredients that will not be available in the supplement, but will come with the food that you eat. Okay. And this natural ingredient is definitely rich in nutrients, contains antioxidants, free of chemical additives because we're using 100% organic vegetables, good for health, good for your skins, and so on. Okay. This is why clean label products are good for you. Okay. Now, how do we implement that? By exactly following that clean label standard, which means every single product that we use, we only use natural and fresh ingredients. Okay, we never use concentrate, we never use any powder form. Okay, and we minimize the process as much as possible. Okay, we're using the true cold press technology because our main product are juices, which we are talking later on about the juicing later. With the idea, the objective is to preserve all the goodness from fresh organic vegetable and fruits. And we are very transparent. Every ingredient and claim can be clearly seen. If we are using certain ingredient, no matter how small, even if the regulator allows or permitted not to be included, we will still be including it because we do not want to hide anything, any single thing from the customer. That's why we're actually the first cold press juice in Indonesia to adopt the clean label principle. Maybe for cold press juices, maybe the only one. Okay, especially definitely the only one doing it consistently. Even in across company, not so many companies that are willing or dare to commit to clean label principles totally. Okay, not only in the juices actually. So now, why juicing? Because this is actually something that we can really adopt to the clean label, right? Remember, natural ingredient, minimize process, and also fresh and so on. Okay, and honest and transparent. By juicing, we can commit it to use only fresh ingredient. We don't use concentrate. Okay, and juicing basically crushing every cell and molecule, unlock every nutrients, including the phytonutrients. And because it's in liquid form, it's easiest to be absorbed. Okay, this is why if we are making juices with the right technology, which is true cold press, and we are only using 100% fresh, we don't add any sugar, any additives, and so on. And it's 100% natural. We don't heat them, we don't cook them, we don't pasteurize them. Those juices are actually an excellent alternative to fresh fruits and vegetables. Okay, it can serve as a replacement. Okay, I know there are some people that probably have a different view, which we are talking about the wrong myth about juices later on, right? Not all juices are created equal. So this is why we choose juices. And it's also, of course, it's convenient because by making a juice, we can still maintain it raw. We can mix vegetable and fruits. By the way, more than 40 SKU of juices that we have, 95% of them are mixed vegetables and fruits. Okay, we only have 2 SKU that are mainly only fruits. The rest are actually vegetables. This is basically how minimized the process is. We just take the fresh ingredient, as we can see in the picture. We wash them thoroughly with the ultra hygiene process, with the drinking water, with chlorinated drinking water to kill, remove all bacteria and so on. Then we put them in the true cold press juices. That's it. Okay, it's ready. We don't add anything, not every single thing. No sugar, no water, no sweetener, no preservative, no emulsifier. Okay, and then we disclose everything. the ingredient used, the nutrition facts can be seen as well clearly, and we do it through a lab proven, which approved by our regulator, which is BPOM. So it's not from software, or it's not an estimated nutrition facts. It's proven by the lab results. Now, I mentioned about wrong myth about juices. These are the two most common ones. Juice has high sugar content, so you better eat the fresh fruit and vegetables. By the way, we never say that don't eat fresh fruit and vegetables. I personally like to eat fresh fruit and vegetables. But what we are saying is that juices can also serve as an excellent alternative. And it is, I will prove it later, that actually it is a wrong myth to say that juices has a high sugar content. Okay, and then the other thing is that many people say juice has no fiber, that's why you should eat it raw. We should just eat the fresh fruit and vegetable. Actually, it's also not true. Juice can contain good dietary fiber, not fortified one, not added one. It's coming from the fresh ingredient, depending on how we make them and process them, right? It's not all juices are created equal. Let's talk about sugar first. If the juices are really made like what I explained about how they should make it, from fresh ingredient, you press them, put. Logically, right, scientifically talking, it doesn't make sense that the juices can contain higher sugar content than the fresh ingredient. Which is actually is true, because you don't add anything. Where does the additional, the high sugar content come from? The 100% fresh, pure, and natural juices will contain maximum the same sugar as its fresh ingredient. It cannot be higher. It's impossible. Okay? This is proven. The USDA data actually proving it. 100 grams fresh orange, Florida orange, contain 9 grams roughly of sugar. But the 100% Florida orange juices, freshly squeezed, no additional ingredients, no sugar, nothing, 8.4. Okay, because why? Because it's coming from the orange. So if we are worried about that, no, don't eat the oranges because it contains high sugar, then you are as well saying that don't eat the orange, because the orange actually contains the same sugar content with the juices. Okay, it's the same thing with mango, it's the same thing with vegetables and so on. So it will just as good as you eating it fresh and raw. Okay, that's the proof. And then the other thing that sometimes we are too paranoid about sugar, right? Actually, sugar or glucose is the main ingredient for our body. It's not necessarily bad. Actually, it depends where the sugar come from and what are coming with it. That's the most important thing. FDA actually already realized it, the regulator in the US. And sometimes we are talking about that, oh, don't eat more sugar. Actually, what they meant is added sugar that you should limit. Okay, and this is actually the definition, right? WHO also has the same definitions. It's just that I don't include it in the presentation. Total sugars include naturally present in many nutritious foods and beverages, such as sugar in milk. Okay, milk contains sugar, lactose, right? And fruits as well as vegetables, which contain fructose, as well as any added sugar that may be present in the product. Now, this is the important statement. There is no daily value for total sugars. No recommendation has ever been made for the total amount of sugar to eat in a day, because it's impossible for us to control the one that's coming from the natural ingredient. If that's the case, then later our children will say, don't drink too much milk because the sugar is too high. Right? It's not counted. So what they are focusing at actually is the added sugar. Added sugars include sugar that are added during the processing of food. Can be sucrose, can be dextrose. Foods packaged as sweetener, table sugar. Sugars from syrups, sugars from honey, sugars from concentrate fruit or vegetable juice. Not the first one, concentrate. Concentrated juice considered as added sugar. They do not include naturally occurring sugar that are found in milk, not counted, fruits and vegetables. Okay, so in US, the daily value for added sugar is 50 grams per day if you are on a 2,000 calorie daily diet. Okay, so if you look at the nutrition fact now, most American products already adopting these new guidelines. So if let's say we compare, right, the first nutrition facts, let's say this drink contains 110 calories. The total sugar is 25 grams. It must be stated include 23 grams added sugar. So if we look at the percentage there, which is 46%, that is only the added sugar. The total sugar, there's no percentage. That is exactly following the guidelines. It really makes sense. However, if we compare, for example, the pasteurized orange juice, freshly squeezed, no sugar added, calorie is 110. Total sugar is about 22 grams, about the same, but include 0 gram added sugar. That means 0% to your dairy requirement, right? So this is actually why it is important to understand it in the true context. And then low fiber, right? It is true, most sugar actually contain no fiber. Sometimes they add fortified one, not from the fresh ingredient. But actually, we are doing it right. More difficult, of course. We still can have a very good amount of fiber. This is, I use our own product, right? Asian Green is one of our most popular juices in Indonesia at the moment, including in Singapore. 250 milliliters based on lab proven results has a 90 kilocalories, okay? And it has 6 grams of fiber. Our daily requirement for fiber is about 25 to 30 grams. So one small bottle, 250 actually is almost 1/4. Okay, if we compare, for example, white rice, 100 grams of white rice, which is usually not enough for our lunch, right? Already 130. The fiber actually almost 0, less than 0.5. That's why when it's rounded, it becomes 0. Brown rice, a very good one. Okay, not all brown rice are equal, right? Even a very, very good one, the most perfect brown rice. Calories 112, dietary fiber is 2 grams, which is much higher than the white rice, right? But it's still much lower compared to our Asian Green. It's only 1/3 with a higher amount of calorie, 20% more. So if we put it in a context, if let's say we have a breakfast with, I don't know, in Medan or in Singapore, we call it nasi lemak. If in Jakarta, we call it nasi uduk, for example, right? Probably the calorie will be like 500, 600 calories in total. And probably you only get about 5-6 grams of fiber. If you consume an equivalent amount of calorie, which means about like six bottles, I'm not saying that you should drink 6 bottles, right? 6 bottles of Asian Green, about the same amount of calorie, 500. You will get 36 grams more than the total daily requirement for fiber, right? So it is, again, it is wrong if we accuse the juices doesn't have fiber. Okay? And this is our complete range of product. Basically, we have more than 40 SKU in the juices alone, and every single one 100% cold pressed, fresh, pure, and natural. Okay, we use 100% organic vegetable, 100% finest fresh fruits. We never ever single juices using concentrate. Okay, and all of them are raw. We never pasteurize any juice because heat is the enemy of fresh produce. The moment you heated a fresh produce, the taste will change. It's no longer nice. Okay, and some mineral, vitamin will be destroyed, especially like vitamin C, which is very sensitive to heat. Okay, we also have almond milk. Okay, our almond milk has a 5 to 6 times higher almond content, and we are fully committed to the environment. All our bottles, every single one, made from 100% recycled plastic, and also 100% recyclable. That means every single bottle of Reju do not adding any more plastic waste to the world because it's coming from an existing plastic. Okay. Now, however, since our products are raw, right, fresh, yes, definitely we need to wash it properly, and we have one of the strictest requirements in terms of processing and preparing this fresh and raw produce, right? The moment from washing it, our rooms are sealed 10 degrees Celsius to reduce the possibility of bacteria to grow and so on. But still, the risk will still be there. You're talking fresh, especially during this pandemic. where you are worried about COVID-19 virus, and the virus is definitely will live longer, much longer if it's in a chilled temperature. Okay, so the risk will still be there. So how to guarantee the food safety? Okay, but remember, we need to maintain the raw and the freshness of the product. Okay, as I mentioned, heat treatment is not an option. The answer is actually technology called high pressure technology, HPP. Okay, HPP actually is a proven best non-contact and non-thermal method to increase the safety levels of fresh and raw product. Okay, how to do that? Basically, we make the juices ready, bottle already, ready to drink. Okay, it's safe to drink. Then we put the bottle inside the water container. The water container will be pumped, so the water pressure increase up to 6,000 bars. Okay, what is 6,000 bars? That's about 85,000 psi. Okay, or maybe to put in the context, the deepest part of our ocean in our world, right, is called Mariana Trench. That is about like 11,000 meters, 11 to 12,000 meters. 6,000 bars is equal to 60,000 meters. So that means it's as good as putting the bottles 5 to 6 times deeper than Mariana Trench. Okay, the results, the bacteria, the pathogens, and so on, actually will be deactivated or killed, and the product become very safe to consume. Automatically, also extend the shelf life. So that's why HPP really the best technology available at the moment for raw and fresh product, because it preserves the nutrition, it doesn't change. Organoleptic remain the same. It has a high safety level equivalent to pasteurized one. Okay, proven to deactivate bacteria and other unwanted microorganisms or pathogens. So we can guarantee food safety, we can prolong shelf life without making it, while maintaining its freshness and nutrition content. So you can preserve vitamins, color, and flavor. And definitely we can commit to the clean label principle because it's minimally processed, right? We don't use heat, we don't cook them. And it's sustainable. By having a slightly longer shelf life, we can reduce food waste. Okay, the problem with fresh sometimes actually is too short, then become a lot of waste. So it's more environmentally friendly. And actually it can be implemented not only for juices, it also can be for food, can be many companies now actually selling even like meats, bacons, hams that they can remove the preservative because they're using HPP, for example. It make it a healthier choice in a way. And we are proud to say that actually Rejuve is the first one to have this HPP in Indonesia since 2019, and the only one until now. In fact, actually, we combine it together with the true cold press production facility, integrated with HPP in one place, one location. We are probably the only one in ASEAN at the moment. Okay, most other company, most other country, they have HPP, but then operate separately as store services. The juice manufacturer, juice producers operate separately. But we are the only one that do that at the same place in the integrated process. Okay, so to close my presentations, I think in this pandemic, remember to eat more fruits and vegetables. That is proven good for your digestion, to improve our immune systems. And I believe by understanding and looking at it from the context, 100% fresh, pure, and natural cold pressed juices are truly excellent alternative to fresh fruit and vegetable. We need to be realistic, right? It's not realistic to just eat fresh fruit, vegetable, especially vegetable. How do you eat raw vegetables? Okay, and how do you bring them? How do you mix them so you can have a mixed rainbow diet, for example? It's very difficult. It's not realistic with our lifestyle. However, when you want to do that, remember that only the one that make 100% fresh ingredient, okay, fresh fruit, fresh vegetables. The juice must be pure, cannot have any additional ingredient, no sugar, no water, no sweetener, no preservative, definitely, no emulsifier. And it must be 100% natural. Juice are not good to be treated with heat. Okay, then it's no longer a raw juice anymore. But you must also make sure it's safe, hygienic to consume. Okay, I think that's conclude my presentations. Thank you very much for the time provided to me and to Reju. And back to MC for now. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Richard Anthony, for the industrial insight on the production and consumption of healthy and delicious products. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we await our keynote speaker, who will join us at 9 o'clock sharp, let us watch a brief documentation of the 2019 FANRes.
Ora tahu kie madora di suba borero siramote kore malinga bao gosa sonyinga sengsara. Ora talu gosa lupa badan vira. Borero to sonyinya ini vira. Kie gulu gosa badan masing sara. Gate ifala to sonne bato. Biar to sonne to sonyinya borero. Borero to sonyinya ini vira. Kie gulu gosa badan masing sara. Gate ifala to sonne bato. Biar to sonne to sonyinya borero.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are very fortunate to be graced by the presence of 3 prominent keynote speakers this morning. And our first keynote speaker needs no introduction, and I actually saw him dancing a little bit earlier today. He is none other than the Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy of the Republic of Indonesia, Dr. Haji Sandiaga Salahuddin Uno. Your Excellency, the stage is yours.
Thank you very much. Wow, you saw me dance. I'm now a little embarrassed. But the music was very, very uplifting, and I think it's when you hear good music like that, you should move and enjoy the music, enjoy the vibe. Good morning, everybody, and I'm really honored to be invited here, and I'm actually also very happy to receive a WhatsApp from my very good friend, Mr. Chris Kanter, my senior in HIPMI.
Thank you, Minister.
But also he's a leading figures in Kadin, and also a favorite among middle-aged women. Pak Chris is
I just hope so.
is an icon in the business community, and thank you, Pak Chris, for your
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you for your friendship throughout the year. So good morning, greetings to all of you. Honorable Chairman of the Organizing Committee, Mrs. Maria Gunawan Putri, thank you for your leadership in the 6th International Conference on Food, Agricultural and Natural Resources, empowering local agricultural and natural resources for global market in the post-pandemic world. Also, the Rector of Sorry, somebody is...
You're good to go, Pak.
Am I good to go? Let me tell the guy who's making noise in the back. Sorry.
It's good to see that we both have the same issues here.
So sorry. It's my good friend Slamet who's cleaning the sofa by hitting the sofa the old-fashioned way, not using the vacuum cleaner. He's a colonial guy trapped in the millennial world.
Totally understandable. I feel that you are just one of us. You're telling us what's going on. I feel like you were one of us. We're going through the same thing, Pak. Thank you so much.
This is a new era of pandemic. You're working from home, and sometimes my 9-year-old son walks in and try to strike a conversations during my meetings with other ministers, and sorry about it. So Rector of Swiss German University, Mrs. Dr. Filiana Santoso. Thank you. And President of FANRes, Professor Dr. Yuli Witono, President of Prefectural University of Hiroshima, Japan, Mr. Professor Sutomu Morinaga. Ohayo gozaimasu. Head of BRIN, my colleague, Dr. Laksana Tri Handoko. Head of Agency of Food Security, Dr. Insinyur Agung Hendriadi. CEO and President Director of PT Sewu Segar Primatama. Oh, I love this. Rejuve. I used to have it sent to my house, but since the pandemic, it stopped. Mr. Richard Anthony, I really love your product.
Thank you very much, Pak Sandiaga.
Thank
it's
you.
Still available, Pak. We can send it to you if you want.
No, I'll buy it. I'll buy it. So it helps your revenue.
Thank you.
All distinguished speakers and participants, together with me here, my deputy, Ibu Kiki, and Pak Franz Teguh, who is overseeing the environmental sustainability and conservations, and also Pak Alex, Director for Customized Tourism Promotion, and Mr. Samanov, who's my Chief Data Advisor and also a graduate of Swiss German University. First and foremost, let us praise Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, God Almighty, for His blessings and mercy that we are gathering here in the 6th International Conference on Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resources, IC-FANRes 2021, organized by Swiss German University and Food, Agricultural, and Natural Resources, or FANRes. The theme is so strategic and yet very relevant, which is empowering local agricultural and natural resources for global markets in the post-pandemic era. As we all know, COVID-19 has forced us to innovate, to adapt and collaborate. And it has really severely negatively impacted the tourism and creative economy industries. However, long before the pandemic, tourism and creative economy actually have started its transformations to focus on more customized, localized, personalized, and smaller in size. And the pandemic is actually accelerating the transformations. And it is still the role which is very important for the sectors, the tourism and creative economy, to contribute to the Indonesia's GDP and employment. There are 34 million Indonesians who put their livelihood in the tourism and creative economy sectors, contributing to about an aggregate around 12 to 15% of the nation's GDP. In developing food and culinary tourism, government of Indonesia recently launched a program that would basically, we want to make it like a game changer. We call it Indonesia Spice Up the World. China has a Belt and Road Initiative, or they use the Silk Road. We believe we have similar propositions, albeit we hope it will be much stronger because it will be using the spice route and focusing on experience. And we want to utilize the 4,000 restaurants that we have all over the world as ambassadors for this program called Indonesia Spice Up the World. So they have one belt, one road. We do have Spice Up the World. So this program is, the concept is Indonesia Incorporated. It will continue until 2024. So a lot of ministries and agencies takes part in this program, and we also would like to invite FANRes and Swiss German University to also collaborate with us along with the private sectors to push for this program that we aim to increase the exports of spices to around $2 billion in the next 3 years. It will push the presence of Indonesian culinary in foreign countries, and it will be a tremendous value added to the nation's economy. Indonesia Spice of the World is a cross-sectoral collaboration of ministries and institutions. And it's not just government, but also academic institutions, private sectors, also communities and media. And we at the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy, together with our friends at the Ministry of Trade and the Associations of Food and Beverage Entrepreneurs, GAPME, and the tagline is very opportune that we label this Indonesia Spice of the World. And Indonesia Spice of the World will promote the 5 culinary icons of Indonesia, namely rendang, fried rice or nasi goreng, satay, soto, the soup, and gado-gado, as well as other supporting spices such as sweet soy sauce and peanuts. And the data that we collected using our big data analytics is that the fulfillment of foreign markets shows that Indonesia is currently only able to meet less than 1% of the needs of spices in Africa, and just south of the border from Indonesia, only less than 4% of the needs of spices in Australia. So that's why we need to move fast, move together, collaborate in order to penetrate markets to be able to increase this during the pandemic and post-pandemic. We have 4 pillars in this program. First is the spice, seasoning products, and processed food. Second is involvement of 4,000 restaurants, be it new, redecorated, or reinvigorated, redesigned, to help join this program in order to increase the visibility. And then third pillar is culinary promotions, and we're gonna promote using digital content, media collaborations, and events across the world. And then the aim is the 4th pillar, that Indonesia will be destinations for culinary excellence. In closing, ladies and gentlemen, we believe agro-tourism opportunities in Indonesia is widely available. It's open, the opportunity is huge, and travelers are now looking for outdoor activities such as agro-tourism, tourism based on agricultural, that fosters awareness of ecotourism, sustainability, knowledge, and appreciations for values that is attached to sustainability issues. We're of the opinion that the next era of tourism will be tourism that focuses on quality versus quantity, and it's going to focus on also environmental sustainability that is centered around environmental conservations, community cultures, and local community development. And right now, tourists are seeking authentic experience, relevant and talkable, and they use social media to be able to increase their experience in the travel industry. So, and they're traveling now much in a small tour groups versus large groups, and agro-tourism is now a category of choice. My friend at the Ministry of Agriculture also supporting with 150 agro-tourism attractions in Indonesia, and we promote together as part of working collaboratively for super priority destinations such as Lake Toba, Borobudur, Labuan Bajo, Mandalika, and Likupang. That's where Pak Chris Kanter's home province is in North Sulawesi. So finally, coffee. We believe the special interest is coffee, and Nusantara Coffee will be a great way to segue into a larger areas of promotions using the culinary as well as tourism destinations. So coffee is a good start, and we could create program travel pattern focusing on coffee plantations, harvesting activities, bean roasting, studying history of culture and others, and how coffee has been centrally embedded in Indonesian culture. Final thoughts is that since September 2020, our ministry is also focusing on the implementations of certifications of hygiene, health, safety, and environmental sustainability. We call it CHSE, Cleanliness, Health, Safety, and Environmental Sustainability. And we hope Swiss German University and FANRes can also participate in the program. So in closing, I would like to thank every one of you who are present here, 224 participants. And in the month of our independence, let's work together and encourage each other in facing difficult times. And let me also conclude my remarks by saying that please enjoy this webinar. This is a great list of speakers, and congratulations Swiss German University for being one of the top schools in Indonesia. And we hope that God will give us health and protect us all. I thank all of you, and I wish you a fruitful event for today. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi 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 Om.
Thank you, Minister.
Thank you, Your Excellency.
Thanks a lot.
What an honor to have you here. Your
Thank
speech has
you.
reminded us of how lucky we Indonesians
you.
are to be able to call Indonesia home, heaven on earth with the unlimited resources. Thank you once again. Before
Thank
we
you.
let you go, I would like
Thank
to
you,
invite
Minister.
everyone to turn on your cameras for a brief photo session. Please give your biggest smile. I hand it over to the committee.
Yeah, ready.
Okay.
Thank you, Pak Sandiaga tadi.
Thank you, Bu Devi, and thank you, Pak Sandiaga. And now, participant, please open your video, and we are going to take a picture. There are in total 10 pages, so I didn't know whether you are in which page. So just keep smiling until the 10th page, okay? So I will start from the first page in 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Now I'm moving to the second page. Please keep smiling in 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Now moving to the third one. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, and I'm moving.
Ganti gaya dong.
Now I'm moving to the fourth page. Okay, I think everybody is still going strong. Okay, in 1, 2, 3. Okay, perfect. Now I'm moving to the fifth pages. Okay, in 1, 2, 3. Okay, now to the sixth page. In 1, 2, 3. Okay, to the seventh page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now to the 8th page. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we are moving to the 9th.
Gaya 17 Agustus.
Yes, in 1, 2, 3. Oh, okay. I think this is the last page.
Thank you, Pak Sandi Uno.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pak Sandi. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Mas Kris.
Thank you.
Terima kasih.
Thank
Thank
you.
you semuanya.
Ya.
Sukses untuk
Makasih,
semuanya.
San.
Pak Richard
All the best,
Antoni,
ya.
sukses. Ibu Deborah, Horas.
Terima
Horas,
kasih, Pak
Pak.
Sandiaga.
Oh, thank you for mentioning my name. I'll remember it forever.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, that's a cool
Alright.
speech. Thank you, Pak
Bye-bye.
Sandi. Sehat terus.
Thank you.
Sehat.
All right, wonderful. Thank you, everyone. Wasn't that fun? Up next, we have our second keynote speaker, Acting Deputy Head in Strengthening Research and Development of the National Research and Innovation Agency of the Republic of Indonesia, Professor Dr. Ismunandar, PhD. Professor Ismunandar, the stage is yours.
Thank you so much, Ibu Deborah. Good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Very good morning for all of you. I don't know whether some of you from other part of the world, it's like good evening or good. I've been mentioning that there's a speaker from Japan and other countries as well. So good to meet you all, and thank you so much for your invitations. It's hard to speak after Pak Sandi that is giving a very excellent remark in this morning, but I'll try my best. Secondly, apologies from the head or the chair of National Research and Innovation Agencies due to the others' commitment that he cannot. So that he asked me to replace him in this conference. Let me share some of the thought that we in the National Research and Innovation Agency has put a focus on in regard to the food, agricultures, and this topic. Let me also mention several VIP speakers. We just have the Pak Sandiaga, the ministers, and I would like also to thank the rectors of Swiss German University. This is, I think, my third time in visiting virtually to SGU. And then there are also Pak Agung from Ministry of Agriculture, the presidents of 6th IC-FANRes, and also other speakers. When I entering the room, also the speaker from industry that Pak Sandiaga also mentioning this morning. So participants, this is also an excellent time for us in BRIN to introduce, because BRIN, the National Research and Innovation Agency, is a new agency in Indonesia. So that's why we also want to introduce to you the agency. So this is a good time for us to introduce the agency. So hope that's the Zoom is collaborate with me to. I will share my screen. So let me. So I will speak a little bit about the role of and contribution of scientific communities in empowering food and agricultures in Indonesia, especially. So let me start by, as I mentioned, this is a good time to introduce to you our National Research and Innovation Agency in Indonesia. It's called BRIN, Badan Riset dan Inovasi Nasional. Actually, it's been mentioning starting from the second term of our presidents, but then officially in regulation, it is just started on 28th of April this year. So our chair has been inaugurated in 28th of April this year. So the focus of National Research Agency, or BRIN, is to consolidate or integrate all the research institute in the country, especially research institute outside of the university. So research and innovation in university will be coordinated or will be managed by Minister of Education, Research, Minister of Education, Culture, and Research and Technology. So the new portfolio for the Minister of Education and Culture is also include research and technology. So of course, the collaboration between us in BRIN and Minister of Education and Culture will be need to be intensified, but then all the research and technology, research and innovation in university will be coordinated and managed by Ministry of Education, Culture, and Research and Technology. So all the research grant, all the facility for university will be on Minister of Education and Culture. So this is to signify that from BRIN, we not responsible for managing the research grant for university anymore. The research grant for university, as I mentioned, will be in Ministry of Education and Culture and Research and Technology. Now, the focus of the BRIN, as I mentioned, is to consolidate all the human resources, infrastructure, and budget of the research in Indonesia. So as been mentioning several times by our presidents, that the research funding should be consolidated. We've been heard so many times that in Indonesia, the research budget is still very small, but if we accumulate the research funding is actually not too small, and this is why the consolidation is important. And then secondly, we in BRIN will be focused to make our research ecosystem into what we call an open or inclusive open research ecosystem. What does it mean by an open or inclusive? Is that it is the duty of BRIN that the research facility and all researchers in BRIN will open for collaboration with all the parties, whether it is from academia, whether it's from industry, community, and governments, and also overseas partners. So it is necessary, or it is our obligation to help and also to collaborate with the industry is the focus also, because for industry to invest in research and researchers is probably too expensive. That is why it is better probably to just collaborate with us with your problems, and we work together. If there are any intellectual properties out as an outcome of the collaboration, then we decide it, or then we can divide in proper way what is the share of each parties in the intellectual properties. And then our third focus will be to create what we call innovation or research-based economic foundation for the country, with the focus at the moment, our focus will be research and innovation in digital economy, green economy, and blue economy. Digital economy, as we experience, especially during the pandemics, it is very important, and it is the game changers and also the disruption, the things that make the disruption in this era. A green economy, as this is also one that is in everywhere the trend is, and also this is very important for anticipating and also answering the climate change challenge and others. And the blue economy is especially for our biodiversity and also the diversity in our ocean. Yeah? Indonesia, 2/3 of our territory is an ocean, so that's why it is very important. And this is just give you an example, because of our integration or our consolidation of research infrastructures, BRIN will have 10 what we call a vessel for ocean discovery and also ocean explorations, and this is an exciting field to be within. And also with relation to our topics today, ocean also provide many resources for food and agriculture also. So again, this is what we will do is to consolidate or integrate in terms of human resources all the researchers in Indonesia. We have about 15,000 of researchers, and also for engineers, and the researcher is larger numbers, yeah. And then the budgets, all the research budget from all the Balitbank of ministry, and also the large LPNK, for example, BPPT, LIPI, Lapan, and Batan will be all integrated into one pocket. Yeah. And then in terms of infrastructures, so all the infrastructure will be managed by BRIN. This is an exciting time for us in BRIN. Somebody mentioned that this might be the biggest integration of research institute in the world, probably one among the biggest. So it's an exciting time. So with that, we hope that we have a synergy of program, prevent overlap of research agenda. We will have focus on and refocusing of the program, and also we hope that as I give an example of research vessel in our ocean discovery, this will be a good infrastructure and improve our infrastructure of research in Indonesia. Now, let me shift now to the bigger picture as well, in terms of how the research and innovation in Indonesia we drive into. Research and innovation ecosystem in Indonesia will be developed with the goals toward what we call downstreaming the research and innovation, or actually, in other words, it is how to solve the problem in both in industry and also in society. The second goal is to increase our country capacity and also government business process. And in terms of the research and innovation, also having objective to make our policy is evidence-based. Yeah. So this research and innovation ecosystem is actually a very complex system with we as the governments, as institutional governments, with the policy and also with our regulation, have also some of the incentive of funding scheme, with the regulation on governance and also accountability. We make regulatory framework, and we do hope also with collaboration with Minister of Education, how to develop human resources for research and innovation. Now, in terms of food and agriculture, this is the research and innovation focus for our country. We have what we call Prioritas Riset National Research Priority for 2000 until 2024. The research priority is classified into several products. Yeah, we have 49 product focus. I've been mentioned here some of them. And food is among the biggest focus in our research priority. Among others is new and renewable energy, health and medicines, defense and security, and engineering products. So food and agriculture is one of among the biggest and the most focus in our research priority. In terms of this is the linear models that research and innovation is classified. This is what we do from the research and development until the diffusion, dissemination, and pre-commercializations. And all of this hopefully giving the product in research and development. We have a scientific paper, some of courses, and also the prototypes, patents, and others. Until if we have or we do in terms of research, in terms of innovation, we have pre-commercial products, startup, and others things that we have there. Now let me share with you the vision of our nation, the vision of the agency in terms of the agricultures. This is we adopt from various sources, and especially from World Development Report in 2018, that in 21st centuries, the agriculture will remain as a fundamental for poverty reductions, for economic growth, and also for environmental sustainability. For the poverty reductions, and especially for the food safety, it is very important to ensure that the food supply is free of contamination. In terms of food security, it is important to ensure that the provision of food meets the needs of the community, and also for the food quality, it is important to ensure that the quality of food is, the food supply is guaranteed and consistent. The need for biodiversity conservation, prevention and mitigation of environmental impact, and economic sustainability. Now, this is we adapted from WEF that for creating a sustainable food futures by 2020 to 2050. It is, we can simply say that the challenge is how we feed 10 billion people, the projected population in 2050, but without using more land. This is one of the challenge for us, and also lowering the emissions. So the first challenge, how we do feed the 10 billion people, our projected population in 2050, we will need 56% more food to feed the projected populations. But the second challenge is without using more land. We need to prevent agriculture from expanding, because at the moment, we use about 50% of the world vegetated land for agriculture. And to save an area of forest nearly 2 times the size of India, it is one of the challenges for us. And also, as we more and more, we have several accidents in the world and several disasters that we believe is strongly related with climate change. It is also a challenge for us how to lower the emission. With innovative technology, for example, improving feed, and also plant-based staple of food, and resilient crop breeds, we believe that we can reduce our emission. This is one of the challenges, and also I believe all the scientists that present in this webinar is well informed on this. Now, this is also one of the what we adapt from WEF. This is the solution for sustainable food futures. We have here several alternative or several route toward sustainable food futures, from reducing growth in demand and food and the agriculture products. This we can do through reducing food loss and waste. Other things that we can do in this regard, also to shift to healthier, more sustainable diets, avoiding competition from bioenergy for food and crops, yeah, and also achieving replacement level of fertility rate. So this is how we can make sure that our population, the world population, is not exceeding the projection and making our life more measurable. The second things, the second solution that been suggested is to increase the food production without expanding agricultural lands, as I mentioned in the challenge just before. How we can do that is to increase livestock and pasture productivity, improve crop breedings, improve soil and water management, and also to adapt the climate change. The other things that the alternative or the solution that we suggested is protect and restore natural ecosystem and limit agricultural land shifting with following activities. The first is to link the productivity gains with the protection of natural ecosystem, limit inevitable agriculture expansion to land with low environmental opportunity costs, reforest abundant and unproductive and liberated agricultural land, and also conserve and restore peatland. This is relevant for us in Indonesia, how we increase the fish supply with improving white fishery management and also improve productivity and environmental performance and aquaculture, sorry. And then the last things is to reduce the greenhouse emission from agricultural production with reducing entering fermentation through new technology, reduce emission from fertilizers by increasing nitrogen use efficiency, and also increasing agriculture efficiency and shift to non-fossil energy source. Well, for Indonesia, we hope that the agricultural transformation that is happening today, and we also observed in several years already, is expecting to improve the Indonesian food contribution to manufacturing. It is when we see the data here, this is quite an old data, but this is because of the study of last 2 years. The food and beverage or food and agriculture is contributing about 21% in terms of value added. Yeah? In terms of employment, it's contributed about a third of our employment. But in terms of export, it's only contributed about 9%. It is the challenge is in terms of how the labor surplus in terms of demographic, and then also in terms of economic transformation, how we transform from agriculture-based to industry-based, and also service-based and agro-service-based farmers. It is also in this regard, the advanced technology or industry 4.0, the Minister of Industry has been making a roadmap toward Indonesia for 4.0 transformations. And this is also in terms of agriculture is important. How to attribute this to significantly lower the labor costs, and also how to increase the efficiency using the technology of information and communication technology. This is the study that we done together with IDB and also the Minister of Finance. What is the roadmap of the agricultures in terms of trends and opportunity of the shaping of Indonesian food and agriculture industry? In the food industry, in short-term trends, it is expected that new organic food will be more available in Indonesia, and also because of the trends and also the public awareness. And then the second things in short-term trends is also the more stringent environmental regulation to reduce pesticide use in the food production, and also to cut the food waste from the farm through retail. In medium term, in 5 to 10 years, the e-commerce platform combined with big data analytics together, consumer insight, and also to enable targeting marketing and bypass retail intermediaries will be flourish. And the increase in demand for customized health products. In long-term trends, more than 10 years, it is expected that new finance technology services to support e-commerce platform. This is also, we believe, including the food and agriculture industry, and also in the environmental food safety standard, harmonized with those in foreign markets. And in the food area is in selected opportunities, including the developing customized health food for local market, forging digital tools to reduce food waste, and also digital platform to integrate sales channels and use the delivery drones in urban and areas alike. And this is in pandemics era. This is things that we aware that this probably will develop in the near futures. In agriculture, the short-term trends will be to improve the productivity of the upstream agricultures, and agriculture's good from local farmers will hopefully meet the domestic demand from processing industry. With the medium-term trends is to create high value from our indigenous agricultural species. And in long term, we do hope that this is also the expecting trend and opportunities is how to have a real-time data for smart agricultures and Internet of Things enable device for watering plant and other agricultural practice. The last or the selected opportunity for agriculture's area is for smart agriculture application to provide the real-time information for farmers. Let me close with the hope that to meet all the challenges and those trends and opportunities, we do hope that the scientific community always promote and also do explore and also intensify the quality of scientific research and quality and quantity. Yeah, we do hope that the number of research in food and agriculture is increasing. And as I mentioned, one of the problem for us is how to linkage with industry, how our research is solving the industry and our farmers' problems, our society problems. The second thing is, secondly, we hope that is to develop scientific cultures and how to link the education and scientific research. The third one is to improve coordination and the research ecosystem. With this is more on us and also the Minister of Education and Research and Technology. And then we do believe that in today's era with all the multidisciplinary and also a complex problem, collaboration is very important. And this is including the international collaboration. And this kind of platform to meet several scientists from overseas is a very good opportunity for all of us to strengthen and also to learn each other toward solving the challenges in this era. And lastly, we always encourage the development of technology-based food and agriculture education and innovation in Indonesia. Innovation should be developed based on the existing problem, as I several times mentioned that the outcome of our research is to solve the challenges and problems. With that, I thank you so much, and hopefully we have a good conference and new context, and the new collaboration will be an outcome of this webinar. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Ismunandar, for the valuable insights about the current state of art of research and innovation in Indonesia. What a huge challenge we have ahead of us in the food and agriculture industry, but with huge challenges also come huge opportunities. Thank you again. And last but not least, our third keynote speaker is former head of the Agency of Food Security, Ministry of Agriculture, Dr. Insinyur Agung Hendriadi. Dr. Agung, please take it away.
Yeah, thank you very much. Good morning, distinguished speaker and participant of the webinar. Today I'll give you keynote speakers relating with the strengthening food security, during the pandemic COVID-19. I will use the screen. Yeah. Yeah, a basic rule of developing national food security is based on the Indonesian law number 18, 2012. We can focus on 270 million Indonesians should be sustainable, healthy, active, and productive individual. So national food security is should perform that situation based on the foundation, food sovereignty and food self-sufficiency. So food safety is a part of the national food security. So based on this outcome, we have to assign our national security, food national security, to be fulfill the food for 2,070 million people in Indonesia. The framework of the food security nutrition, we have the strategic resources environment, including the population growth, politics, policy and regulation, national resources, climate, agroecological condition, domestic and international trade, technology, and social institution. Based on this condition, we have to develop the pillar of food security, which consists of the three pillars. One is food availability, second food accessibility, and food utilization. For food availability, domestic production, food stock, and export import should be considered in this sense. For food accessibility, distribution, and logistic system, stabilization of supply and price, stock management, and purchasing power of the people. And food utilization, we try to improve the consumption pattern, dietary diversification, nutrition improvement, and food safety and quality. For all these food pillars, our outcome is the people healthy, active, and productive for the long term, as the Indonesian already in Indonesia possess. Regarding the situation of the food security and nutrition, I have data the global hunger index Indonesia now is much a little bit better compared with the 2012. During 2020, we already categorized as a moderate situation. Food security, food insecurity experience size scale, yes, also decreased from 2017, 8.99, 8.66, and now 2020 is about 5.12. I'm sorry. For food security index, global food security index, that measuring the availability, access, and the quality of food, natural resources resilient, we also increased from 71 in 2016, now already become 2020 become 65 from the ranking 65 from the 113 country. Preference of Indonesia we also measure on 2016 about 8.9, decrease up to 7.6 in 2000. 19 and and 2020, due to the condition pandemic now become increased again, the frequency of undernutrition become 8.2%. Situation of food security and nutrition, we also measuring the food security and vulnerability. So based on our measuring from every year, so 2018 around 88 district Indonesia is categorized as the vulnerability area. But not 2019 become 76 and 2020 now become 70. Quality of the dietary consumption, desirable dietary pattern, we record also on 2020 86.3. We can ideally actually should be 100. So it means that we still dominated our stomach with the cereal, 60.3%, and we are trying to improve and become the 50%. Challenges food security and nutrition in the pandemic area and the pandemic era. So first, we are facing the to encourage farmers to continue produce food, because farmer is very important. So we have to create some stimulus and some incentive to the farmer, and we are facing also the changing in the food consumption pattern. Of course, we understand now condition of pandemic, quality and quantity is different. Food distribution also have a problem. We have right now PPM, I call it PPM darurat in Indonesia. So we actually food distribution should not be affected, but practically it's affected also. Fluctuation price of the food become part of the problem in the food security in the pandemic era, and shift under the online transaction should be considered also. The people now we prefer to have the online transaction. Export and import regulation, so part of the problem that we are facing, and the climate change, of course, and we have to anticipate and mitigate. Result of the survey on the impact of the pandemic of food consumption: rice, eggs, fish, and vegetable in the household level tend to increase, but the beef, chicken meat, and food tend to increase. This is a figure of the condition now. So this situation make the situation of the food security is a little bit different and changed. In order to strengthen food security and nutrition in the pandemic era, we still continue the strengthening food availability, continue strengthening on the food accessibility, and continue strengthening food utilization. Effort that we made during the pandemic COVID. One is increase food security. It's very important. So food security become our focus. The second is the food stability and price through the development of what we call it pasar mitra tani or farmer market in 35 provinces. Modern monitoring of strategic food supply in producer and retail level. facilitation of the food distribution, implementation of the market operation, cooperation with state-owned enterprises to food supply, cooperation with the transportation and food delivery services. The third one is dealing with the food vulnerability area. We focus in some areas still we have to improve to elevate the vulnerability area. Food reserve garden we call the Pekarangan Pangan Lestari. We have a goal to increase the availability, accessibility, and utilization of the diverse bahan nutrition and food safety and safe food, decrease household food expenditure, and increase income access food production, and create job opportunity impacted by the pandemic. This is what we call a sustainable food garden. We develop in this small area in Indonesia. Very effective. We call it the productive bansos, I said. Yeah, productive contribution to our community. Second is the stabilization of the food and distribution. We have 3 programs. One is facilitation of the food distribution to the pasar mitranya or farm market. The second is the online market. Then we and producer to the group of market, and the third is distribution or intervention to stabilization of food supply and distribution. Those are our program on the stabilization of the food supply. Alleviation of the food vulnerability area also our concentration. Of course, we should reduce the number of vulnerability area, number of districts every year. So at the end of 20 become 70 because it was about decrease around 7 districts per year. We continue to improve. Intervention area with the concept and the goal is increase the food availability, accessibility, and nutrition of the family farmer. Alleviation of food vulnerability area, strengthen food security area, and increase farmer income. And finally, to develop the food system in Indonesia, we have to work together to have better food system. Cross-section synergy of the several sectors in the food to strengthen the food security and nutrition, including government, university, local government, bank, institutional, international institution, NGO, and private sector. We have to work together to make a better food system. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Agung, for the important insights on the latest innovations on food security. You have left us with quite a few notes to ponder upon. Coming up next, we have another industrial insight presentation. But first, for those of you taking part in the press conference, Dr. Filiana Santoso, Dr. Irfan Kartawirya, Mr. Anton Tondo, Professor Sutomo Morinaga, Professor Yuli Witono, Professor Ismunandar, Dr. Agung Hendriadi, Mr. Chris Kanter, Dr. Kholis Audah, Dr. Maria Gunawan Putri, SGU Directorate of Communications, and media partners, you will be moved to the breakout room. Bagi Bapak Ibu yang turut serta dalam jumpa pers akan dipindahkan ke breakout room. And for the rest of us, please welcome Mr. Victor S. Ringo-Ringo, Chief of Business Development and Research and Development of PT Deltomed Laboratories, IMUGARD. Mr. Victor, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Deborah. How about the audio visual? Can you hear clearly?
We hear you just fine, Pak.
Okay, I will prepare the presentation with sharing the screen. Moment, please. Is it okay, the slide now?
Looking good.
Okay.
You're good to go.
Okay, good morning, everyone. Good morning to the organizing committee, and thank you for the opportunity that provided to Deltomed Laboratories in participating to the 6th International Conference on Food, Agriculture, and Natural Resources. Okay. PT Deltomed Laboratories is one of the largest herbal medicine industry in Indonesia. It was established on 30th April 1976. We just celebrate the 45th anniversary of the company this year. The company is located in Pengembangan, Wonogiri. It is in Central Java, 1 hour flight from Jakarta. We have a huge manufacturing facilities, comply with the GMP or good manufacturing practices, cara pembuatan obat tradisional yang baik. We have also the certificate of quality management system ISO 9001 and also halal certificates for all products of Deltomed. We have modern extraction facilities using a quadra system and 2 R&D centers in Wonogiri and Mahitala in Jakarta. Indonesia is one of the top 5 mega biodiversities in the world. And according to BPOM, nowadays there are about 14,000 of herbal medicines already registered and marketed in Indonesia. The classification of herbal medicines or traditional medicines in Indonesia is classified into 3 categories. The first one is jamu. We call it jamu. This is the logo of jamu. The usage is based on the empirical studies or based on hereditary experience. And the second one is obat herbal terstandard or standardized traditional medicines. OHT or standardized traditional medicine already completed the preclinical studies in animals to prove the efficacy and the safety, so that we are using standardized extracts to produce obat herbal terstandard or standardized traditional medicine. The last category is phytopharmaca. You may call it a phytomedicine or phytopharmaceutical. For phytopharmaceuticals with this kind of logo, the efficacy and safety already proven, scientifically proven on preclinical studies in animals as well as clinical studies in human. We are using standardized extracts with certain markers to prove the efficacy and also the safety. How about the raw material supply for the industry in Indonesia? For jamu category, we can use simple simplicia, but also we can use extract to produce jamu. But for standardized traditional medicine or OHT, we have to use standardized extract. And for phytopharmaca, we have to use extracts, standardized extracts, or standardized fraction. This is the process from the cultivation, post-harvesting, and then we get simplicia, do the standardization, the extraction. We are using the quadra system, using our own facilities, and produce finished good in modern dosage form. The most challenging one is the cultivation and post-harvesting. It should be following the good agricultural practices, but nowadays it's very difficult to conduct these good agricultural practices, so that we have to educate farmers, planters, so that they can supply a consistent quality of simplicia for our production. With regard to research and development, we have to produce the products to comply the requirements of the regulators. We call it National Agency of Food and Drug Control, or BPOM, Badan Pengawas Obat dan Makanan, based on the quality, efficacy, and safety, meaning that all Delta products already complied and meet this qualification, the QES, quality, efficacy, and safety. How about the potential development of traditional medicines in Indonesia? If we see on this slide, from the plants, it can be produced to Simplicia. This Simplicia can be used for jamu. And then we do the extraction, get the extract. Extract can be used for jamu and also for obat herbal standard. And then we do the fractionation for obat herbal standard or standardized traditional medicine, as well as for phytomedicine or phytopharmaca. And the future of our target from this cascade is to do the bioactive fraction, to do the molecular screening and isolation synthesis to get the active compound or new chemical entity based on plants. One of our projects is on the type 2 diabetes mellitus is to get the new chemical entity from local plants mahoni in cooperation with Faculty of Medicine, University of Gadjah Mada in Yogyakarta. How about the number of traditional medicines? In Indonesia nowadays, we have more than 11,000 categorized jamu, and only few standardized traditional medicine, only 71, and phytopharmaca or phytomedicines is only 24. So this is our challenge, how to increase the number of standardized traditional medicine and phytopharmaca, because the investment and resources is limited among herbal medicine industries. How about the product portfolio of Deltomed nowadays? We have more than 50 products categorized as jamu. We have also 5 products categorized as standard traditional medicines, like OB Herbal for cough and preparation, Antangin JRG to treat the cough and cold syndromes or symptoms, Lipid Care for dyslipidemia, and Antangin Habatusauda for immunomodulator and cough and cold symptoms. For phytopharmaca or phytomedicines, ongoing trials, clinical trials being conducted for ImmuGuard and OB Herbal in cooperation with the Faculty of Pharmacy and the Indonesian Pharmacist Association for COVID-19 patient. Ongoing also, we are doing the clinical trials of Lipid Care and Gabicol for dyslipidemia, and also mahoni, as I mentioned before, for type 2 diabetes mellitus. So ongoing, we concern to continue the phytopharmaca and standardized traditional medicine research to complete and to improve our product portfolio so that not only rely on jamu. There is a gap in using jamu by health professionals in the health facilities, so that we bridge the gap by introducing and improving our product portfolio as phytomedicines or phytopharmaca. And we do hope that after we got the status of phytopharmaca, some of our products will be used by health professionals in the health facilities. You may see here that the investment fund to do the research to improve the product from jamu to phytopharmaca or phytomedicines costs you that much. It is almost 5 to 6 billion rupiah, Indonesian rupiah. This kind of investment is very difficult to bear by most herbal medicine industries in Indonesia. That is why we have to collaborate with our partners under academic, business, government, community, and innovator under ABGCI's partnership scheme. This is being conducted by Deltomed in cooperation with the academic, among others, Faculty of Pharmacy of University of Gadjah Mada, Faculty of Medicine, also with BPPT and LIPI, and also Litbangkes. How about the immunity and COVID-19 during this pandemic situation? There is a changing, shifting buying profile of consumers during the COVID-19 pandemic. What products did consumers buy the most during COVID-19 lockdown? Mostly they are buying household cleaner, hand sanitizer, soap, cleaning gel, vitamins and health supplement to improve the immunity, as well as to also consume herbal supplements to improve the immune system, not only for healthy subjects, but also for those who are being as a COVID-19 patient. The top priority for the consumers, for the most community at the moment, is how to improve the immunity towards this pandemic COVID-19. As you also aware that the chronic COVID or post-COVID syndromes affected most of the patients after being cured of the COVID-19. Coronasomnia, insomnia, and lack of immunity already suffered by not only by healthy subjects, but also for post-COVID subjects. They got sleep disorder. That is why this is a challenge for Deltomed, how to provide healthy subjects with products that can improve the sleep quality. And also for post-COVID subjects that still suffer of sleep disorders, we develop our new products to meet these requirements. This is one of our products that already launched recently to improve the immune system, to meet the request or encouraging by BPOM to produce product that can improve the immune system of the community, ImmuGuard. And also this OB Herbal as a cough preparation that being prepared to be tested or clinical trials for COVID-19 patient in cooperation with the Faculty of Medicine, with Faculty of Pharmacy, and also with the General Military Hospitals Gatot Subroto in Jakarta. For your information, let me share for you what is the OB Herbal so that you can familiar with this product. Sorry to provide you with this TV commercial, very short one.
Oh, coba yuk.
Juga herbal aja. Herbal, cara herbal meredakan batu. Jangan yang asal, OB Herbal.
So the cough preparation of OB Herbal 100% containing herbal simplicia or herbal extracts. The second product that already launched recently is ImmuGuard. It is containing Phyllanthus niruri, Moringa oleifera or Calor, and Curcuma domestica or Curcuma longa. These three ingredients synergistically work as immunomodulator. You may see the short TV commercial of the ImmuGuard here.
Untuk kamu yang ingin selalu sehat, ImmuGuard. Dengan 3-in-1 herbal formula. Membantu memelihara daya tahan tubuh. ImmuGuard.
The third product that already launched to meet the consumers' need during this pandemic situation is Antangin habatus sauda. It's containing black cumin, Nigella sativa, Phyllanthus niruri, Zygiber officinale or ginger. These three ingredients synergistically can improve the immune system. Together, these following ingredients, Glycyrrhiza glabra, Blumia balsamifera, Curcuma domestica, Myristica fragrans, and Menparekraf to treat the cough and cold symptoms during this pandemic. So Antangin Habatu Sauda has dual usage to improve the immune system as well as to improve or to treat symptoms during cold during this situation. You may see the short TV commercial of this Antangin Habatu Sauda.
Antangin Habatu Sauda dengan kualitas habatu sauda, meniran, dan jahe yang baik, membantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh. Antangin Habatu Sauda bantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh dan redakan gejala masuk angin. Antangin Habatu Sauda bantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh.
As I mentioned before, for post-COVID patients, they still suffered of insomnia, or we call it coronasomnia. They suffered of sleep disorder. To meet this requirement, we developed our new product. We call it Antangin Good Night. It containing plants or extracts that can improve the sleep quality, containing Valeriana officinalis, Passiflora incarnata, and Myristica fragrans, together with ginger, Blumia balsifera, and Menparekraf.
Tahukah kamu pentingnya kualitas tidur dalam menjaga kesehatan? Sekarang ada Antangin Good Night. Diminum 2 tablet sebelum tidur. Dengan kandungan bahan alam. Antangin Good Night membantu memperbaiki kualitas tidur dan membantu meredakan gejala masuk angin. Antangin Good Night membantu perbaiki kualitas tidur.
So that those 4 new products that already introduced to meet the consumers' demand, to improve the sleep quality, to improve the immunity system for healthy subjects as well as the COVID patients. How about the commercialization of the products? The segmentation of traditional medicines comprise with the 3 categories. That is for promotive, preventive, and curatives, and also minor used for cosmetics. For the time being, Deltomed more focused on preventive and promotive using the Jamu category. But in due course, we would like to enter also the curative segment after we got the phytopharmaca status of 5 of Deltomed products. To introduce phytopharmaca or phytopharmaceuticals, we have to prove the clinical based on the quality, efficacy, safety, and clinical studies in human, so that the medical acceptance, patient acceptance will be there, and it can be used in herbal clinics, hospitals, as well as included in the health insurance scheme. This is our goals, to be included in the health insurance scheme so that our phytopharmaca can be used widely in the hospitals by health professionals. This is our aim, Jamu menjamu dunia, Jamu entertaining the world. Nowadays, we are already exported our products to Europe, to Hungary, and to Bulgaria, and meet the European Medical Agency qualification, to Middle East, Africa, Asia, and Asian countries. As the closing and take-home message, I would like to deliver some points below. First, cultivation, harvesting, post-harvesting, standardization of Simplicia, and continuous supply of raw materials for traditional medicines need to be immediately facilitated by the government so that the development of phytopharmaceuticals can be realized according to the targets set by the government. So cultivation, harvesting according to good agricultural practices should be available in the near future. The second, the traditional medicine industry must strategically determine whether to do business in the promotive and preventive product segments or are also to enter the curative segment with phytomedicines. For Deltomed, we believe in nature, so that we will also not only entering the promotive and preventive segments, but also in the curative segments in the near future. Third, research and development of phytomedicine requires collaboration with competent institutions and experts to carry out preclinical and clinical trials. Because it requires a large amount of investment, it requires collaboration with the ABGCI partnership that is being conducted between Deltomed and governments and university institutions. The last one, for phytomedicine, it is necessary to initiate the development of global export market that implements strict quality, efficacy, and safety requirements. And we do hope that Deltomed can meet this kind of qualification to meet the demand not only for Indonesian market, but also for global market of our herbal traditional medicine. Thank you very much for your kind attention to this presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Victor S. Ringo for the valuable insight about the jamu and phytomedicine industry. Always a very relevant topic, but especially right now during the pandemic when health is at our utmost concern. Thank you once again.
You're welcome.
Ladies
Thank you, Deborah.
You're
Thank
welcome.
You, everyone.
Our pleasure.
Yeah,
Ladies
I hope
and
that you
gentlemen.
enjoyed the presentation.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have now reached our first parallel session. But first, I would like to remind all of you that tomorrow we have the closing ceremony where we will announce the best paper awards. And most importantly, we will have the door prizes of a total of more than 8 million rupiah. But there's a catch. You have to be present during the drawing of the door prize in order to claim your prize. So be there or be square. Now, to enter the parallel sessions, please click the breakout room button at the bottom of your screen and choose the room you would like to join. Room A for herbal, functional food, nutraceuticals, and nutrition for health. Room B for information system and technology in food and agriculture. Room C for agricultural and natural resources industrialization for food, health, and energy. Room D, food and agricultural waste utilization. We hope you will benefit from the academic and industrial discussions in the sessions to come. So please enjoy these 2 days of FANRes 2021. See you around.
Yang ingin selalu sehat, Imugar dengan 3-in-1 Herbal Formula membantu memelihara daya tahan tubuh. Imugar.
Baru, antangin habatus sauda. Dengan kualitas habatus sauda, meniran, dan jahe yang baik. Membantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh. Antangin habatus sauda, bantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh. Dan redakan gejala masuk angin. Antangin habatus sauda, bantu pelihara daya tahan tubuh.
Tahukah kamu pentingnya kualitas tidur dalam menjaga kesehatan? Sekarang ada Antangin Good Night. Diminum 2 tablet sebelum tidur. Dengan kandungan bahan alam. Antangin Good Night. Membantu memperbaiki kualitas tidur dan membantu meredakan gejala masuk angin. Antangin Good Night. Membantu perbaiki kualitas tidur.
Oh, coba yuk.
Oh, batuk. Oh, ayah juga. Oh, B Herbal aja. Oh, B Herbal. Cara herbal redakan batuk. Pilih yang herbal, jangan yang asal. OB Herbal.
From its humble beginning in 2000, Swiss German University has grown to be one of the most successful private universities with European connections in Indonesia. Our vision in becoming a globally recognized university with a superior learning culture and high social responsibility has been increasingly realized through our distinguished graduates whose knowledge, experience, and most importantly, character are greatly needed in today's competitive markets. In order to maximize the delivery of quality of both academic and non-academic services, our lecturers and staff are always there for you. 90% of our lecturers earned their academic degrees from abroad with work experience in industry who will deliver the teaching and learning activities using English as a medium of instructions. The small class sizes allows the students to be fully engaged with the lecturers. Moreover, both of our academic and non-academic staff are ready to serve you.
Because the courses are not overcrowded, you get to know them straight away. And they're so friendly and helpful. And so it's really not hard to integrate here. But it's not only about the lecturers in your class, it's also about people you meet on the floor. Everybody's smiling and saying hello, although they do not know you. And as far as I remember, I've never seen anybody stress you or being nervous.
SGU's industry-oriented study programs, including 11 bachelor's and 3 master's degrees programs, offer international degree courses which combine both theoretical and practical training and internship programs.
Studying mechatronics engineering at SGU have been rewarding for me because I learned both practical skills and theoretical skills at the same time. Most of the lectures at the university talk about designing a system, where we try to combine electrical engineering and mechanical engineering to build one whole smart system.
Our unique internship program allows the students to experience working as an intern in multinational companies in Indonesia during the 3rd semester and working as an intern in global companies in Europe during the 6th semester.
I experienced my first internship in Bali during my 3rd semester at Marriott Hotel, where I learned about housekeeping and front office.
Last year, I had my first internship in Bosch, Indonesia. What I can learn from Bosch Indonesia are first about the customer relationship management, second how to relate with the third party, and the last is how I can learn about the new marketing strategy in Bosch Indonesia.
Thank you for trusting us to be the choice of institution for your future global success. Welcome to Swiss German University, your gateway to global success.